Now then, welcome back to Utopia³, and I'm back on the server after quite a while of absence, really. I have been on doing a load of building and stuff, but I've been out elsewhere doing other things. We've had the Elder Scrolls beta weekend, which is basically taking my weekend away from me, and then editing all of the videos for the Elder Scrolls to slow release them over this next few weeks. I actually got 8 episodes altogether, so they're coming out over the weeks coming. I did record an episode that I wanted to go out on Tuesday, which was the Rail Shack Workman's Clothing. But unfortunately, a stupid YouTuber's mistake, I didn't have my microphone recording. So I did it all, made it all, and the footage was just silent. Silent. I thought about recording voice over the top of it, but it just wouldn't work out right. It just wouldn't sink in right, because there were things that I was talking about while I'm just sort of standing here like this, just going, and I don't know what I was saying. I can't remember what I was saying. It just sort of was happening at the time. It was flowing. I was in a flow. Well, let me just briefly explain what it is. And that's that episode covered. It's not an exciting thing. It's more of a fun thing, right? I've got the Welcome to the Age of Steam. Here's the Traincraft book sale. Make yourself a book. You're just basically a book and take it out. And there's the recipes in here for track as well, so people could make their own track as they arrive, or a book to make themselves a book and then put the two together and then make their own, basically, in a work table. And I took that theory and I came over here to making the clothing for the Age of Steam. So we've got a cat ringing its bell in the background. Thank you. Just lay back down, please. Settle yourself down, please, cat. Thank you. So, reflective jackets and... let's take that off. Reflective jackets and trackman's pants and driver's helmets and ticketman's jackets and driver's pants and engineer's overalls and engineer's hats. All of these have recipes inside this work table for people to be able to just bring the raw materials and make themselves a kit up, right? A railcraft kit up. And Traincraft, because it's Traincraft pants and all that. I didn't figure out how to make these painted. It says it's paintable, but I didn't figure it out, so I might try and figure that out some other time. If you know, leave a little note in the comments so I know how to paint these jackets and stuff. But very mundane, basic materials, vanilla materials to make all the clothes. So I've left that there for those, like that. And then in this side we've got the crowbar and the leather goods that required to go into the other one to make the clothing. So really simple, but sort of choose your outfit here and make it. I've got a few on display on the armour stands from Bibliocraft, which are pretty cool. However, the colours of the items don't show up. This is a nice deep blue. That jacket down there is this jacket here. Doesn't quite look the same for the display. I was hoping it would be looking really cool for the display, but I just had to settle for this. So I threw a couple of Bibliocraft shelves in and things like that to make the shop look good, and I've got a little please pay here thing. So it's more, I don't care if people pay or not, really. They're going to be bringing their own stuff and making their own things, but it's a service. It's a service that's here. We've got steel swords and things just on display. People can pretty much leave the display alone, people. People leave the display alone, but help yourself to the resource of making stuff. It sort of puts it there in front of your face, so you don't need to think, oh, wait a minute, how do you make this clothing? Because it goes, there's clothing here, there's recipes for clothing. Make clothing when you want to. There you go, sorted. I've also changed the sign. Utopia is now there instead of Madland. Yeah, so it's Utopia Rail instead of Madland Rail. And I've done some more on the roof, the glass roof there. I've changed all the glass round. I've taken all the glass out, chiseled it, put it all back again. Put a load of slopes in as well. I'm still deciding whether I like this colour going up through it and around. And if I do like this colour, then I'm going to need to get myself a wand of equal trade from Thorncraft researched up so that I can start transforming this whole place. with a wand of equal trade, because digging out all of these blocks and replacing them is going to be a nightmare. But then again, I may just leave it as vanilla, because one day the Age of Steam will get closed, and this isn't too bad as it is. I'm quite happy with it as it is. Another little change we had recently was we had an update to fix some problems, and all of my white flowers seem to have disappeared. All of them. All of the Flowercraft flowers, the white ones, seem to have just gone. I think Nicholas was trying to sort out the item ID conflicts where the flowers break and they produce just the same drop for every single flower from Flowercraft. There's not a lot we can do about that, but there you go. That's something for me to fix up. Also built this fully and messed about with it a bit. Let's see. Boots on. Yeah, there we go. I haven't got my flight control on by the looks of it. So we've got quite a bit of work done building wise. I'm quite happy that the building side of things is pretty much done. There's just some like tinkering around with things, and when I find a block that's right I can come back to it. But the majority of the structure, the shell, is all done for almost everything now. This house down here, I've put slopes on the roofs. I've put slopes on the roofs like over there, all the way around. So all these houses, except for Mondef's, have now got slopes on the roofs, and I've filled in those gaps there, and generally just given them all a good working over to make them look right. And this big building here is now in situ. So now I've got the structures in place before I start filling them with gadgets and things. Possibly the wrong way around to do it, but I felt that in this case, building all of these structures to house the many things around spawn that I want to place is important. Now, I want to go out into the world somewhere. Which direction, I don't know. I'm just going to pick a direction and get myself a train track and just head on away from it. I'm going to show you this section here first before I move on. This is Funshine's Railway, and he's got electric track here. You can just about see because Wally has been reset back down to having Wally in the corner. Electric track, which basically means he's got an electric tram that comes from his base all the way down here, and it did have a little loop at the end here and then come all the way back to his base. Well, I've taken the extension of that, so I've taken it and I've extended it. It comes down now, so this electric train now comes down, follows around. Now, I know that there's railcraft tracks that do this thing for you, but I don't know that yet. I don't know exactly how to do that yet. I'm still going to be experimenting with that. So I've done the old vanilla way of routing tracks. When it gets a bit tighter in here, because other trains coming in from other directions, this is like Funshine's train comes in from this direction, and automatically it's going to go down here, around here, in through here, and I've started laying out where the tracks are going to go to give them all ample space for up to 4 different trains coming into the station. And then it hits another little power boost just to give it some more energy. And then it comes, and we're going to put some stops on here. So there's a few tracks in Railcraft that sort of stop a train for a certain amount of time based on a redstone signal, and we can give the redstone signal on that side of the block so it doesn't show here underneath this half slab, and the train will stop. Maybe give it like a, I don't know, a 30-second timer where it just sits here waiting, and then off it goes on its merry travels again, goes all the way down here, back around, and then rejoins Funshine's track and back to Funshine's base. Is it here? No, it's not here yet. So I want to do that so that everybody has their own sort of like stop at the train station. Now, Funshine has already done his. He's made his himself. Other people should really get on with doing their own as well, bringing the train into the station and creating a track that goes to them, the nearest track to them and stuff like that. That's the train station, so that we can have regular trains arriving and leaving, like you would in a normal train station environment. And the electric trams seem to be the best kind for that, because they just keep running with a redstone signal. So there's no fueling them involved. It's just this redstone signal, which is pretty epic, really, isn't it? That you don't need to waste any coal, and they can just be running constantly, and they're designed for passenger transport. So we have these passenger trains running from bases to bases instead of portals and things that we could do, much easier methods of travel, portals and stuff. But we're going to go with trams that go to everybody's base, right? That sounds good to me. And that's all going to fit into this section here and be automated. I've just got to work on the tracks and signals and things so we never have any crashes. Make it so that the trams, should I say, will stop for a given amount of time, and also give them any boosts that may be required. Maybe even put 2 trains on one track if it seems like it takes a long time. But the waiting period, I know people don't like to wait around in modded Minecraft, but here in the Age of Steam, in the Utopia rail, you'll just sort of have to wait for a train to arrive. And I'm going to put some maybe pillars up and signs on saying what train goes to which destination. So Funshine's is going to be the first one, and let's say every 10 minutes a Funshine tram comes through, waits for 30 seconds and then goes off again back to Funshine's, and at Funshine's it stays there for 30 seconds and then comes back over here. So you can expect that the train timetable would read Funshine X every 30 minutes. I don't know, yeah, every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes a train to Funshine X's. So it's no good people relying on it for videos, but they can do a cut, can't they? Everyone can do a quick cut while we wait for the train. And if they really want to get there fast, they can just run down it or fly over it or anything like that, if they really want to. But that's defeating the object of the Age of Steam. Oops. The Age of Steam is here to play around with trains, so that's what we've done. And Funshine, he's the first, so we're getting him installed with a very basic rig for now until I experiment some more with tracks. But I'm not experimenting with tracks just at the moment. I'm looking into them and I'm reading up and I'm watching some wiki type videos and things like that. This is another building that I've also set up ready for another idea that I've come up with. This is like, it sort of lends itself to a loading and unloading bay. So where we've got the trams, I think I heard a tram then, where we've got the trams that come in and go out for passenger transport to everyone's bases, we will also have cargo. And I've got this extra little loop around here which goes down this way. Potentially that will need its own route there, but there'll be some way of bringing cargo trains down here. Hey, you guy. Angry zombie, get out of my face. So this section here is going to be like the little station for that, and this will probably just be a loop off and around. But it allows us to connect it up with everyone else's rail. So Funshine's got a rail going that direction. I could connect the rail for some sort of drop-off point to go back round that way. So I'll probably do some sort of looping off and around here so that it can loop around and all that sort of stuff. But loaders and unloaders in this section just seem to be fitting. And up here we've got space to have loaders and unloaders above the trains that unload into chests or something over here. So people will be able to set up some sort of automation of things and stuff, just to see it all in working order, really. And also donate to like a spawn fund for other people to take hold of. Also, with my steel foundry, which is up over here, the steel foundry is going to output steel, and I wanted a way of delivering that steel to players by taking their iron and coal and making it into steel, and then delivering steel to their door via train. The easier way would be to do it all with ender chests and just have quite literally an ender chest like this. There we go. An ender chest like this available, and they put in some coal and some iron and get some steel out. I could probably automate something there as well. But I'd like to do a train, if I could, that goes to people's bases, like a delivery train. And they go, we want some creosote. So they send for the creosote tank. And they would just put something into an ender chest. And the ender chest then reads it. Somehow. So there's plenty of vanilla ways of doing that I know of. But I'm not really keen on doing full vanilla redstoning when there's so many other things to do. So I think there's a couple of things that I want to get set up quickly so that we can do stuff. And I think I need to get them set up in here. I'm sort of getting bearings right as to what I need to get done so I can focus on them. So this place is the steel foundry, and I think I need some lasers, some Buildcraft lasers to create to create gates and things, a power supply to create gates. And I'm not sure where I want to put it, because the Age of Steam is obviously here now, cool and awesome, but it's still only a temporary building age, and I'm going to commit myself to put lasers in here to have some sort of laser display. Potentially I'm thinking like from here and beam down somehow into a platform that makes gates upon request. Let me have a hunt around and figure out where I'm going to put it, and I'll be back in a short while. Alright, so I think I know what I'm doing. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I know what this does. I'm setting up here, I think. I reckon this would be a good place to have the beams, because this is the laser and assembly table, and that's black and red. And this sort of section here sort of lends itself to having a load of laser beams coming down onto something. I was going to put some Mistcraft portals to get me around and about to and from places in the Age of Steam from here. But that may change. So I'm thinking that the assembly table could go right there. Get there, thank you. And then I'm pretty sure it outputs directly to a chest next to it. I'm pretty sure it just outputs directly to a chest. So if I put that chest there and just break this bit behind it, then I could probably go up from there afterwards. Pop that there, like that. Take another hole here. There we go, and I'm in behind it. That then becomes the chest that it stores it all in. And put something else here. I'll put this cobblestone block there or something for now. We'll leave it open for now. So that's the collection area, and I want to bring it down behind all of this stuff and deposit it somewhere. Maybe like in this corner here. Seems like a good plan, yeah? So we'll deposit it over here. So I'll just do some sort of pushing up from the floor, take it around behind the portals and up underneath at some point. For now though, we can just have that chest there to check out, and I can have a very simple system, just Buildcraft pipes putting it from that chest into that chest, so you can set things up right. And you put stuff into the assembly table and it does it, and then it'll appear down here, done. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Now I don't know how far these lasers can actually travel, like exactly how the best range for them to be is. So I think I'm going to try and do it so that the lasers are on these sort of points here. Right, so we're going to have a laser on the side here, say. So this block here will change to something that looks a bit more like that, a bit more black and red, so we could have stuff like that and put some on the other side as well. Do them up and around all over here. So let's start by figuring this setup out, see if it works. So I'll take these back, and I can go behind here to get the power supply behind here somewhere. Probably this is going to be a good place to start it off, have the power source here. Let's get myself a bit more space. Wow, this tool just pops through that red stuff. Right, okay, so we're going to start off with this here. We'll have this set up in the middle, and this can be bringing power out. Let's put it on the private channel that it's just mine, and I'll bring it from the quantum tree. And it's hidden away behind everything. If I figure out a better power source that can be powered inside the Age of Steam to generate power, then I'll do it from here as well. But for now, I just need to get power up and running. I think I need... I don't know if this auto-ejects into a golden pipe. No, it doesn't even connect to a golden pipe. So I'm going to need to get a wooden kinetic pipe, first of all, and bring that up and around here. Let's just make another route in. I think this is the route in there. There we go. Let's make another route in here. Let's go and make a quick redstone and wooden pipe to get that going. That's an extraction method. I do have redstone engines, but I want to use the other source. I want to use as much Buildcraft as possible. Let's see. I've got a wood pipe. Yes, I do. Let's just take one for now. Make that into a wooden kinetic pipe. I want to use gates for quite a lot of stuff hidden around, because the redstone engines are pretty good, but they're a bit weak, aren't they? Let's put that up here. Let's just experiment to see if this is actually going to work first, because I could use thermal expansion. Ah, look. Do I have to set it to output first? Sending, receiving energy, and doesn't require any redstone signal. No, Buildcraft and thermal expansion are not compatible. It seems, anyway. Okay, so I may need to get myself an energy cell here and here in order to store the energy first. So I'll be right back once I've set something up to get the power from there into the rest of this little plot that I'm working out. Alright, so it figures, doesn't it, that I can't get the energy that I've got into the Buildcraft pipes to make that work. So I have to use something else, something different. I have to use thermal expansion, so I've got now leadstone energy cells leading out through leadstone cables out and about this way. Let's quickly take this off, hopefully. Let's figure a way up through here. Oh man, that's slow going. Okay. So, from behind here, I'm going to tidy all this back up again, but all this wool was placed by the Schematica, so it shouldn't be a big deal to get it all set up this way around. Give me this. Thank you. Right, so, if I'm going up there, then I need to take this from there, and put that going up there. Wait, go down a bit. Let's go in here. There we go. Right, so we just plonk down a few connections here that we're going to cover up at a later date, like that. And that should give those power as well. Should start giving those guys some power. Why are they going on lesser? Is it because the leadstone energy cells can't pump out quite so much? That's got 100 now. Doesn't appear to be in range of it though. That might be a big problem. I need to have range, don't I? That's run out of energy because those are now filling up, so the leadstone can't transfer the power fast enough. Wonder if that's got like a load up time. I've seen these things like set up all over the place, like beaming around all over the place before. These may not be the right configuration, but it is the configuration that I'm doing. I could possibly set up the configuration over this side instead. Let's go down here. Set it up so that I've got my ability. Yeah, there's plenty there. Let's put those back on. Bring that through here. Yep, and down to these two here. Put these on here, here, and here. Yeah, they've got the right place, so this is obviously not working. They're not in the right place, so these will have to go to change these out and put these somewhere else. Somewhere closer to it. Looking about designing it rather than making it as efficient as possible. I mean, at my base, I could probably set up something a lot better, a lot quicker. I could potentially bring that out another one and then cover the end of it. Let's put some more on there like that. Could potentially bring it out another 2, in fact. Let's try. Let's try and get these lasers on here like this. That does straight away, that does straight away, yeah. Yeah, that's working. Okay, so there's a bank of 9 that side, that'll work. They'll need some energy charging and stuff first, but that'll work at least. At least I got that working. And then I can make a load of gates of various different types to have lots of... Just the simplest thing is, like, inventory full. Inventory has an item in it. Those sort of things are ideal for being able to set up automated transfers. Oh dear. Automated transfers that will say, right, well, somebody's put some items in a chest. You can now do some work with those items and move those items and all of that. There we go. That does it. That's probably plenty. 18 is probably plenty. And I can do a bit of sexying it up by putting some wool around and about down there. Yeah. We can do that. And that'll look pretty good overall when you're in the workplace and there's got those red beaming lights and stuff going on. That's pretty cool. Let's see how fast this is working. It's working pretty slow. Let's take the redstone out. Let all those charge up a bit. And remove the other bits and tidy it up. And I'll be back when it's done. Okay, well, we've got that set up. 2 banks of 9 going into the assembly table. And the next thing I need to do is bring the produce from there into this chest here. At the minute, it should still be going into here, yeah. Redstone chipsets. So I can put a pipe leading out from there, a wood pipe, and get one of these automated gates going. So I think a basic gate does basic pumping out. Let's check it out. Let's put a basic gate in there, select it, and see how fast it beams through. Green beams mean that it's all working nice. Blue is optimal. They've all got nice amounts of energy in at the minute though, which is good. They do use a hell of a lot of energy fast though, so I may need to upgrade those leadstone cables to get more energy into it all. But it did make it, did it? Yeah, it made it in time. That's alright. So it makes these pretty easily. And this, I don't know if this is actually the right thing. Let's check. So, items in inventory, redstone signal. Redstone signal, do I need the pulse one? I think I might need the pulse one. Let's put something in there. Let's see. Still there? Yeah. So, we need to take that off and do the other one round. Okay, no problem. Let's get that and put that in. We're going to need an autartic then, aren't we? Gates on their own don't do anything, but I also need a lot of gates. So, autartic. That one. So that needs a normal gate, a pulsating chipset, and an iron chipset. So I'm going to get those sort of things made up by this assembly table and figure those out. And all it is just going to auto pump it out into a cobblestone pipe, which will come down here behind the portals, and we'll have it going under the floor just here, basically just running straight underneath it and going into the chest there. And that is about all there is to it. Simples, but stylish. That's what they want. That's what I want. I want to make it so there's a style to it. Right, put the let's put a stone brick thing down there actually, if I can get there. Hold on. Let's put that there, and then the rest can be cobblestone. There. Okay, and cobblestone pipe, and then some more filling in to be done. Should work. Okay, and then get my autartic gate into that space there, and we should be away. Okay guys, so I'm going to have to sit around just getting some gates sorted out. There's lots and lots of uses for these gates, so having them in production and having a bit of a stock will be excellent for all the other little projects I'm going to have going on around here, like redstone signals from the coke ovens saying there's stuff to be removed, so turn it on. There's stuff in here, so turn it on. Things like that. And also requests for redstone signals, so that I don't have these loops anymore. I can use the gates to tell with redstone signals when things need doing and when things need to be pumped in and out of places. But for now, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching another episode of Utopia. I will continue to work on this a little bit more and then get it working, and then we can move on to some other parts of the project. But I really want to get this steel foundry up and running before I move on into anything else in the Age of Steam. So, I'll see you next episode.